bird on a tree. I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Sometimes you need to go and take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell. You and me, meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. You and me, meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
One thing about blackberries, they are going to go crazy on you, so you really have to stay on top of it. So it's my fault. What we want to do is we want to get these in here, and we like to go up about 4 feet ish. 4 feet is a pretty good mark, so that way you can reach out and collect the berries. And then when we take off the top, that's going to force arms out of the stalk. Okay, so that's what we're doing today. We just want to force those arms out to get the maximum fruit, and we really don't need them too high. And these are all unruly. See how they're bending over and stuff? Now what'll happen is these will actually bend over and they'll hit the ground and they'll start to root in the ground, and that's why these things can just take over your whole space. So it is a little bit of work of being diligent so they don't grow too fast and too much, but the reward is worth it because blackberries are very, very tasty. Any of these dead canes, you can see here, this is a live cane, this is a dead cane. Any of the dead canes, those produced fruit last year, so we want to get those out of there. You don't want to leave your dead canes around because it could promote disease and rot, bugs, and all kinds of stuff. So we get in here, we pull out all the dead canes, and then we trim back the live ones. And I know if you live in the Pacific Northwest, you'd rather me just throw gas and light it up with a match. Thorn blackberries produce bigger blackberries than the thornless, but working with them sure is a lot harder. You might also almost go for the smaller berries just to have the ease of working with them without getting stuck. We got on pretty thick leather gloves, and we'll still get a jab here and there.
Yeah, last year I had gotten one that was like the size of my palm. It was huge. We had some really nice ones.
So we're basically doing the nuclear option right now. We're just going to go through and we're just going to whack, trim back and pull and everything that we don't want and everything that's overgrown and everything, because blackberries are very, very hardy. So whatever we do to them, if they don't produce fruit this year, they'll come back next year, and then they'll just be more manicured. That's what we're after.
And what I've also done in the blackberries is I have put in between each of the plants different varieties of mint. So I have like a variegated, it's kind of like an off-white and green mint. I have peppermint, I have spearmint, chocolate mint. So I put a lot of mint in here so it has a really nice ground cover that can go in between the plants.
And also look at some of the rich soils producing a lot of good worms in the soil. It's all part of the back-to-eating process, but you just have to be patient. A lot of worms in here just from areas that we're pulling up where the vines have overgrown, where we don't want the blackberries. So when we're pulling them out, it's loosening up the dirt. And there's our good buddy, Mr. Dandelion. We love dandelions, so we let them grow wild in our garden area. One thing I failed to do last year was finish putting up my cattle panels. It's kind of got me in a little situation here. So now I have to clean up because of it. That's all right. Because nothing can stop us now.
Oh yeah, here, this is a good one. I'll plant this one. And while he's going ahead and working with thorn blackberries, I'm transplanting some of the thornless blackberries over here because we want to have more of those so that I don't need to wear gloves all the time when I work with them. Well, Doug is finishing up with the cattle panel for the blackberries. I'm going to do another row of Kennebec potatoes. Now in this raised bed garden, I've already done one row and I'm getting ready to do another row just to kind of see. It's fun to compare with the raised beds to the back to eating garden. So I like to do my little experiments, try different things, see what works, what doesn't. And another thing I'm gonna try is, this isn't the best time to be planting root type crops for like when you plant by the moon. So what I've been trying to do, I did this with the beets too. I did the beets a little earlier and then I'm gonna wait in a couple weeks and I'm gonna do the beets when it's a better time and compare and see if there's a difference. And that's what I'm gonna do also with this row of potatoes. So I'm kind of doing like a little science experiment to see if they're, notice that there's a great big difference. So right now I'm going ahead and breaking back some of the wood chips because you don't want the wood chips to get into the earth. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the wood chips back and then plant my potatoes and then I'll cover it back up with the wood chips.
Tell you what, those blackberries are a chore. All right, let's get these potatoes in. Already getting eyes on them.
They've been
Big,
waiting.
long, stringy eyes. Ground's still a little wet. That snow just melted. That's why we got a little bit of a late start today and we're working out till the sun goes down. Because no matter what, we have to get the crops in so we can reap the harvest.
What do they say? A farmer works from sunup to sundown and we sleep really good.
Is that what they say?
I think so.
Well, that's it from the garden today. We're going to be able to show you guys the results of raising the raised bed potatoes versus the back to eating potatoes. Now we did this
and if it's going to be planting with the moon, for the right times, and then when it's just quite not so right. So I'm going to kind of do two things.
Yeah, we did the experiment a couple of years ago where we tested the growing method of raised beds versus the mounding, and we got better results with the raised bed, but we didn't have the Back to Eden garden in place yet. So it's going to be really interesting to see the difference between the two. And then we'll also have some other things that we're planting in both mediums, so you guys will be able to track it throughout the growing season to see what really works best and maybe what might work good for you.
Yeah, because already some of my potatoes in the raised beds are already coming up and they're looking really good.
Yeah, and everything did fine after the snow. The onions look good.
They liked it.
What'd you have right here? It's what's for dinner.
Arugula.
Yeah, the arugula came back, looks really good. A lot of the stuff that we had already planted were just cold tolerant plants. We weren't putting in anything that was sensitive to the cold, so.
And you know what I did was, I had even put some very little sprouts of Napa cabbage in. They were, and I had just done it 2 days before the snow, and they're like amazing. They look great. So after that snow, because there was a lot of, and there was pretty heavy snow, so.
And remember, snow's an insulator, so sometimes if the cold isn't, you know, if it's not really drastically freezing or cold, they'll actually do pretty good. The snow will actually insulate them and protect them from the cold air outside. So hopefully you guys got a little something out of this video, and don't forget we're going to be at Lehman's on April 20th, 2019. That's coming up pretty soon if you want to come see us. That's in Kidron, Ohio. You can check out their website, lehmans.com. And then after that,
we are at the Spring Planting Festival in Mansfield, Missouri with Baker Creek, so May 4th and 5th.
Yeah, we have a busy schedule this year, so stay tuned because we're probably going to be somewhere close if you guys want to come and hang out, ask questions, and just get to
just to say hi.
Spend a little FaceTime. So we're going to get back at it before the sun actually goes down. We only have a few more things to do, and then we'll see you guys on the next video.
See you guys later.